Hello and good morning with Minnie the monkey. Hello. Why are you grabbing my mittens? Hello, monkey. All right, so very productive day yesterday. We have 6 new members. 66. I love the number 6. I actually call myself 66 Lux. I also call myself Super Lux. In Asia, 6 is a lucky number. In the West, 6 is the devil. So funny how culture can shape stigmas. And I like to be a little bit controversial. So 6. But 6 is a hexagon. It's a very stable number. It's also carbon. Yeah, where to start? Today we are in white overtone dog. These are the Mayan time codes. I like to track them. It is day 5 of the 13-day cycle. There are 13 days every wave spell. So 5 is an expansion number. It's overtone. And yesterday was 4, and it was in the yellow star. So no, not the yellow star. Sorry, I just woke up, so my brain is a little anyways. Today is dog. So oh yeah, as in moon energy. So stable moon for me was like a creative kind of energy. And I was thinking about vision boards and just tapping into the dream, guys. Day 5 is in white dog. Dog is a very compassionate code. So today is dog days. Every 20 days is the same sign, you know. So because it's a 13-day cycle, they'll just be different numbers in the sequence. So each code teaches us a different thing. There'll only be one code. Every sign will be in all 13 numbers throughout the entire 260-day cycle. Anyways, so what can dog teach us about the number 5? This only happens once every 260 days. So in 260 days, it will again be day 5 dog. So it just keeps repeating. So it's predictable. Dog is a compassionate code and is a very good code for making friends. And it's about tuning in to all the people out there that you're calling in that will be your friends and be receptive to your energy. So it's a great code for community and friendship. Overtone, day 5, is about the 4 becomes 5. And it's now expanding from a square to a star, like a pentagram. So it's our core essence that is then radiating outwards. So the structure of 4 integrates with our core identity 5 and then shining that out. That's really the core of who we are. So core dog in the World Bridger wave spell. So every 13 days, like a different theme. This theme is in the white World Bridger. That's about forming connections, but then also, you know, removing the things that don't serve us. So it's a connecting energy. It kind of reminds me of Libra a bit, but also what do we need to remove to balance ourselves out? So what does the dog teach us about that? You know, I'm always asking the question, like, how can I make my group better? There's a new group that I joined, and he does welcome posts. I've heard mixed opinions of doing like individual welcome posts, but I mean, it feels nice. Like 8 people welcomed me to the group, so it's a nice feeling. It's just a lot of your posts get cluttered. You know, half of them are just welcome posts. So I don't know. I've heard mixed opinions. I am curious, do you guys do welcome posts or not? There's a couple stars in my group, and one of them recommended you don't do welcome posts because you're trying to encourage people posting introduction post. So when you welcome them, they're not going to do a welcome post because you already welcomed them. Anyways, just different opinions, I guess. Yeah, so I had a very successful day yesterday. 6 new members in the 24-hour period, and one call that I did, she shouted me out in her group, and that got 2 members from that post. So welcome to my group. A little bit about me is I'm a spiritual guy, but I'm oftentimes projecting a very masculine energy. And if you ever see me as being aggressive or challenging, understand that that's done in a good spirit. And it's just trying to activate, energy and human potential. But sometimes I can maybe overdo it. So don't want to be too crazy. There are empaths in the group, sensitive, souls. There are also very successful business guys in the group. At least 2 guys in my group have had really big exits, like 8 or 9 figure exits. So, and I asked them, work-life balance, how many hours were you working? And guess what, guys? These guys were working around the clock. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily workaholics, but they work a lot. So, okay. All the manifestation people out there, like, faith without works is dead. So I teach, cold lead generation in the forms of community building. Well, it's cold when it's a brand new member. They don't know who you are yet, right? But I don't teach cold DMs. You don't have to cold DM anybody to build a community. You just have to build connections in the comment section. And you just have to just keep putting out more energy, I'm trying to reverse engineer 6 new members a day, which usually manifests to 1 call. And it doesn't have to be a sales call. Sometimes we just do networking calls, but you want to be in the habit of booking calls every day. My goal is 1 new call a day, whether that's a mastermind call or a networking call or a sales call. There's really only 3 kinds of calls you could do, or a group kind of mastermind call. So you just want to be in the habit of booking calls. And oftentimes networking calls can lead to, new introductions or referrals. So it's really good to do networking calls. I've done at least 20 networking calls with everybody in my group. With only 60 people, I've literally done video calls with at over a third of everybody in here. So I think that's why I have a higher response rate in my messages. But anyways, so today I'm going to finish going through Joseph Groom's group called School Hub. If I like a group, I will literally scrub the group, which means I'll go through every single post in the group. I do it on my laptop, and I have a Chrome extension that allows me to just drag all the way down a page, and it opens all 30 posts at the same time. Boom. So I have a fast computer that can do this, but yeah, and then you can just press Command or Control W, and it just closes the tab. So I can do this really fast. It's oftentimes their picture that pulls me in or not, and it's oftentimes the title. So just like email marketing, the title is really like 75% of the hook is the title. So we should try to write very interesting titles on our posts. And then it's that first paragraph sets the hook. So this is like marketing and copywriting 101, but I can't tell you how many posts, like, it's just a blob of text and there's no hook. So it's very unclear. And then, you only have so much text on the post to where you have to click, to expand the entire post. And if it's not interesting enough, I'm probably not even going to expand the full post. So, make sure your hooks are in the first 6 lines of text, you know what I mean? Because most of our content just goes unread. People just won't read it or look at it. So you want to have an effective message that speaks to the heart of your audience. And the title is honestly the most important thing, and your profile picture. We like pictures that are bright, shiny, full of energy. What are you doing, kitty? Oh my God. This one is a certified clinger. You're very cute, monkey, but I'm working. Honey. Hey. What are you doing? You're very needy. Meowing all night at my door, kitty. I don't let her sleep in my room because she is just like hyperactive and she'll just be climbing over things. Monkey, you don't get enough love? Huh? There's no such thing, huh? No such thing. No kidding. Anyways, so yeah, you want to have an effective content. The only thing that you can do on here, guys, is make posts in other people's groups, and you sometimes you don't want to overdo it. So I feel like I've been posting a lot in Goosify, and so I might slow it down. I don't want him to feel like I'm just poaching traffic, but everybody is, everybody's just trying to get attention, but you don't want it to be too much to where the admin or the owner is like, hey, you're kind of posting too much, So I don't know how some people feel. Hey, I'm busy. Just go away. She'll jump in my lap like fucking like 30 times in a row. Anyways, I don't know. You just want to try to have a psychic, good standing with the owners of the group. So don't want to be poaching or posting too much, I mean. But everybody's clout chasing. Everybody's trying to get traffic from their posts because that's all you can do. You're connecting with the owner. You're connecting with the people in the group. You're trying to respect the culture of that group. But you're also trying to make friends in the group and ultimately get the right people to come to your group, right? Because that's the only thing that you can do. You probably should not DM people, even if, I don't know, use sparingly. But more often than not, people don't really like to get DM'd unless you got invitation, to talk in the DMs. So, yeah, I mean, people genuinely wonder, is all I have to do just increase my number of outbound comments, to get more business and more members? And the answer is yes, that's the only thing that you can do, guys. Like, even if you're doing this on Facebook or Instagram, it's the same fucking thing. You're just replying to stories and commenting on their posts. On Instagram, you may be able to generate conversations in the DMs from story replies, and in Facebook, just because if they respond in the DMs, because it automatically goes to the DMs. So a story feature would be cool for school to have, but then you're going to get solicitors, just trying to hop in your DM. Hey, no fighting. You're trying to get people to hop into the DMs. So anyways, that's all you can do, man. And then you're trying to post interesting, engaging posts in other people's groups without being too spammy or solicitous. So I paid for a membership in the School Hub. That gives you the allowance to post every day. And so, yeah, I will post in that group every day because I paid for it, and it's expected. It's a networking group. But I try to switch up the content and not be the same angle every single time. Sometimes I go for that jarring approach, which is like shocking, which is like you're just not doing enough outreach, and that's why you're not making any money. It's going to annoy people when I say that, but it's the truth. But I try to switch up different energies. Since today is a dog code, I'll use more of a friendly connection energy. So I'll try to make a connecting kind of hook today. So that could be a fun activity to work on in this group, getting better at your hooks, getting better at your copy, writing more compelling posts. It's really mostly the title, guys, and the first 6 lines of text, really like the first two. Your hook should be either the first or second sentence, in my honest opinion. It should be an immediate hook. So the title is interesting and compelling. It can also be a hook. What's the difference between a hook and just an interesting title? A hook is hooking them in to read the rest of the thing. So it's a little bit of a cliffhanger. An interesting title does not have to be like a suspense. Even when you make music, and like rappers and artists, like they have a hook in the song. It's to get you to listen to the rest of the song. So you're trying to make viral hooks, even if you're an artist, you know. Even on YouTube, is the message like gonna hook me in? I don't use as many hooks on my daily vlogs because it's a longer form of content and it's just me kind of setting the tone and the energy of the day. But I could get a little bit better with video hooks on YouTube. Anyways, I hope you guys have a productive day. Just running the numbers. If anyone wants to do a collab call, I'm willing to do one call today. It's a networking call, just get to know each other, and then I usually record it if you're okay with it, and that's free publicity for you. And then I just post it in my group so you can talk about what you're doing, we can talk about your ideal client avatar. I recommend everybody do collab calls in their own communities because it's just a faster way of getting to know somebody. And some people will actually watch all of them because they think it's interesting. Like, how do you actually communicate with other people in your group? So I think that it's interesting to see how people are even engaging their members. All right. Basically, you're either going to do high ticket or low ticket on Skool. And I think most of you guys that already have members and lists can already be doing high ticket sales. It's just you have to be in the mindset of you feeling like you deserve, what you're charging. So that's the biggest mindset hurdle to do high ticket. Do I honestly believe in the value that I'm charging, or does it feel kind of overpriced and greedy? I've made $100 and $200 an hour in other businesses like very often. So, I think my value is actually worth even more than that when I'm really giving someone my undivided attention. But it can be difficult to value our time. So, you may just start off doing like $1,000 or $1,500 sales, and then you can just kind of decide how much time and energy and attention are they going to get for $1,000. High ticket is really just like a Costco purchase. It's just a wholesale purchase of time up front. So, will you buy a case of something at Costco? It seems expensive, but it's actually cheaper, over the long term, value, per unit. So high ticket is also like giving them a slight discount by purchasing wholesale. That's all it is, guys. So don't get bent up on the numbers. As long as your intention is, I'm going to be present and I'm going to do my best to serve this person and give them a transformation or a breakthrough in business or in personal life or in healing or clarity or, mindset or whatever. But ultimately, people are paying for results. So how are you going to get them results? By working together with you. I'm going to get you daily calls and daily new members, and then we're going to activate and kind of squeeze your existing list. Oh my God, look at this one. Hey, it's not monkey time. Huh? Minnie, it's not monkey time. I'm working. You naughty kitty. She'll jump back in my lap in about 30 seconds. All right, anyways. And then low ticket, if you watch the pinned call that I did with Carolina, like a realistic timeline is like 2 or 3 years if you're really good at making content. So if you want to make anything close to like enough money to, do this full time, you pretty much have to go high ticket. Okay, so people procrastinate in their minds. Do I want to go high ticket or not? It's like, dude, okay, think about it for like a few weeks or what, a few days, but you're gonna get the same realization that all of us get. It's going to take several years just to break even on an LTV kind of ads funnel. It's just going to take a long ass time. This is a sales group. So, we're talking about lining up high ticket sales. A average statistic is 5 to 10% of your audience probably would be interested in hiring you at a high ticket price. So in order to line up a call every day, if that's 5%, then that means you need to be talking to at least 20 people a day, like actually connecting with 20 people a day. At least one or two of those people probably would be qualified clients. At least, could be a lot more than that. So if you're not talking to at least 20 people a day, you're not doing enough outreach to have a full-time business. Okay. Now, I look at it as 200 or 300 comments is like full-time effort. That can be done in a couple hours. You can do 100 comments in about 2 or 3 hours. So if you're building this part-time, then just try to do at least 100 comments a day in about 2 or 3 hours. Okay. If you can do more than that, then try to do 200. That's going to double the speed of your success. And if you have full-time, effort to put into your business, then you should try to go for like 300. It's a lot, but it's going to get you very fast results. Okay. That's why I'm building very fast. I'm trying to get 6 new members a day and schedule 1 new call a day. So out of 6 people, you should be able to get at least 1 call out of 6 people. Okay, so if you're booking 5 calls a week, that's 20 calls a month, on average, maybe even 20 to 25 calls a month. Many of them may be networking calls, but some of them will turn into sales calls. If you're pricing at 2,000 or 3,000 or even 1,000, then I think 2,000 is much more validating, but in the beginning, maybe you just do 1,000 to get some confidence in yourself. But you only need like 2 or 3 clients, a month. And then you have to decide like what's the most amount of clients I can handle. And you still have to grow your group. You still have to do lead generation. So 10 is the limit of the amount of clients I'll have at any given moment. And at that point, you're just trying to build the group, and then you may start doing an LTV, a low ticket lifetime value kind of model, in which case your low ticket sales will pay for your ads, and you're just trying to get the ads to then turn into low ticket sales so that you can keep running new ads. That's basically how all of the top people on Skool have structured their business, and then you break even on the low ticket to ads, you make money on the upsells and the coaching. All right. So that's how you're able to grow even faster than like 100 or 200 members a month, by running those ads and then making YouTube funnels, Instagram funnels, TikTok funnels, and then even Facebook or Facebook group funnels. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing day today. In conclusion, the dog code is a very good code for attracting your tribe. Just telepathically, send them like a hug, send love to all the future people that are going to join your group. We just haven't found each other yet, but they're there. And you can tune into it even in future, time, right? You can tune into all the people that are going to be joining a group and doing calls with you. So imagine just sending them all kind of love and connecting with them. And then the right people will just do friendly networking calls. You're building relationship by doing a collab call and a networking call. You're just building friendship. You get to know somebody so much faster when you hear their voice. Like, Carolina's picture and profile versus her on the phone, honestly, it was a little different than what I was going to expect her to be. And I thought she was really cool, and I liked her energy, and I liked the way her voice sounds. You know, you're not going to know these things unless you do a call. So, and then you can refer them leads in business. They can refer you leads in business. Maybe you collaborate on a future thing or event in the future. That's the name of the game, guys. The name of the game on social media is collaboration and networking. Okay, because when you build allies, you have to get over the fact that they don't have to be a client. They don't have to be a lead. They can just be a friend or a business partner. It may turn into a low ticket sale eventually or a higher ticket sale eventually, but it doesn't have to, right? You don't have to look at this as an all or nothing thing. You just look at it as I'm just connecting in micro amounts with people every day. And then that connection is just going to deepen over time eventually. And, you know, it may turn into a sale, and it could be a low ticket sale. It could be a high ticket sale. It doesn't have to though, right? That gives your audience peace of mind knowing that you're not going to just pounce on them before you even try to get to know them. That's also why high ticket sales has a bad rep, because you feel like these high ticket sales guys are just predatorial and they just want to jump on you, you know, kind of jump you for money. You know what I mean? Like it's more like a robber than like a friend who's just selling you a high level transformation. It's just a friend that sells you wholesale time and a high level transformation, guys. It's not someone that's going to shank you in an alley and steal your purse. You know what I mean? Like that's not how you're supposed to do business, especially on school, because word gets around quick. If people are being weird, they're going to, you know, other people are going to out them and report them. And, you know, you don't want people bad mouthing you either and talking about you in their other communities, right? So word gets around quick and impressions matter, and, you know, your reputation matters. Okay. So sometimes I do go into crazy mode and I can be very aggressive, but I'm just doing that to kind of shock the market. I want you guys to know that I do care about you guys. You know, I'm wishing you the very best. And, you know, there is a spiritual energy in my group, even though it's a business and a sales group. All right, guys. So comment, you know, what are you going to be working on today? And what are your daily and weekly goals? I would love to know if you share. How many new members do you want to get every day? You know, how many calls do you want to do? Are you still figuring out? Are you LTV or are you high ticket or a little bit of both? Answer the poll and just share your strategies, share what's working, share what kind of people you're looking for. You know, I'll probably do another kind of activation post soon this week, you know, where you post your link, and then hopefully you can find one or two people in this group that you would enjoy kind of partnering up with. That's also a good thing to do in your group. Get people, you know, meeting each other. All right. Have a great day today. Much love. And I hope you have a very productive and successful day today.